Do you have the traits of a safety leader? Let's start to find out. On this episode, the first of a series of videos on the traits of safety leaders.
PeopleWork, the human touch in workplace safety. Available everywhere on Amazon. To learn more, go to kevburns.com/peoplework.
Over the past couple of years, I have written much about safety leadership, but not in the sense of a management or supervisory position. The safety leadership that I subscribe to is a personal one. Leadership requires no title or position. In fact, some of the best workplace leaders are just ordinary employees who happen to possess certain traits that cause others to look up to them and to seek their advice. They are the people who tend to make the first move and ask the first questions. They don't let their ego or uncertainty stand in the way of doing the job right. They ask the questions to be absolutely certain of what's expected of them, and they make sure they have right information to make good decisions, especially where their own safety is concerned. Leaders are not managers necessarily, although some management people may actually have many of the leadership skills that this series of episodes is going to outline, and yet there are other managers, supervisors, and safety people who may not possess but a few of the traits of leadership. But they still have the authority of their positions. Having authority, a title or a position, doesn't automatically make you a leader. It makes you a manager, not the same. There's a difference between people seeking out your opinion because you have authority and those who ask for your input because of your ability to be focused on helping others to achieve better. Do you have the traits of a safety leader? Why not use this series of episodes on safety leadership as a self-assessment tool to determine how well you score? Each time we do one of these episodes, we're going to feature just a few traits so that you can self-reflect with just a few traits to figure out how well you're doing. We don't want to dump the whole list at once. That'll leave no room for any kind of self-reflection. Now, to be clear, this is not the definitive and exhaustive list of traits of safety leaders. There are going to be many more than the three we will discuss today. So let's get started. Here are the first three traits of safety leaders. Number one, self-awareness. Now, this may not be one of the big sexy leadership qualities like vision or decisiveness, but truthfully, without self-awareness, those big traits are going to falter. A leader needs to know where there are gaps in his or her skill set. Pretending that gaps don't exist or papering over them is dangerous, and it's a lie. Self-awareness is critical to safety leadership. Frontline employees can benefit more from a person who knows that he or she doesn't know it all than from someone who pretends to know it all. In safety, following someone who pretends to know it all can get you hurt. I'd like to point out here that it was my wife who suggested that self-awareness should be on the list of safety leadership traits because, as it has become quite evident, I don't know it all. Self-awareness is the first of the traits in this discussion, and it needs to be the first one we discuss because without self-awareness, you're not going to be able to assess yourself on the other traits. Number one, self-awareness. Number two, decisiveness. Decisiveness can and does save lives. You've heard the media say things like, the quick and decisive actions averted a tragedy. Decisiveness is a required skill for safety leaders. In the safety realm, decisiveness is key. Taking too long to make a decision can have dire consequences. Making decisions too quickly without weighing all the options can be just as dangerous. Saying yes to avoid conflict is not decisiveness. Saying no as a caution because you're afraid of being wrong is also not decisiveness. It's not about how fast or slow you make decisions, but it's about how certain you are about the decisions you make. Decisiveness in safety leadership is about what's best for your people, not just for you. Crews look up to and follow decisive leaders who want the best for their people. Crews tolerate indecisive managers and supervisors. And worse than that, because of their lack of decisiveness, crews just won't trust them. Decisive ability rests largely on your willingness to truthfully be self-aware of your strengths and to also be aware of the gaps in your skill set, and then use your decisive abilities to make good decisions for others, decisions you are willing to stand behind. Number two, decisiveness. And then number three, vision. Employees will buy into a leader's vision. They will not buy into someone who spouts only rules and procedures. someone who only sees black and white and following the rules. But a safety leader with a vision can communicate clearly why we're here and what we're doing. And more importantly for employees, that safety leader can also help others to see the vision of why we are doing it this way. And when we talk of vision, we're not just talking about having an idea of where we'd like to end up. A safety leader's vision extends to also how they view their people. If you view your people as employees who have to be tightly controlled for fear that they'll make a mistake, that's not a leadership vision. That's just poor management. A safety leader can see the strengths and the gaps in each employee. And that leader wants to help each of them to get better in their performance. Safety leaders know that when each member of the team gets better, the team excels. A good visionary safety leader wants to ensure that his or her people develop the skills, including making sure that each of the employee has vision, so that employees can become leaders themselves. Number 3, vision. True safety leaders are outward focused. I mean, they have to be. The safety of their crews depend upon it, and to be a safety leader requires far more than just quoting chapter and verse from the safety rules. Anyone can do that. But to communicate at a level where people can not only hear the words you say, but to feel the connection behind those words, well, that's safety leadership. Safety leadership is not about the position you hold, but about the difference you make and the people you help.